So this is a alpha version of what the tennis video analyzer is going to do. The goal is to be able to upload your tennis videos and then get feedback on your technique. So I'm going to choose a file. This is actually a few seconds clip from Alcaraz hitting a ground stroke. I'm going to click analyze. I'm going to leave it here. I'm actually not going to pause. So a couple of things are happening in the background. We're using YOLO for ball detection. And then we're using MediaPipe for pose estimation. So with every frame, we're going to track certain parts of the body. I think we're tracking about 11 different parts. And then the full idea is that, or kind of like the next stage is once the player has contact with the ball, we're going to analyze a few frames before and after to see whether they have the right ground stroke technique. So I'm going to click on the view analysis. This is quite quick. I actually have this feature where I can just auto adjust so I can see the video a bit more clearly. Actually, I can just zoom out a bit. So this is just from a YouTube channel that I just recorded, right? And you can see that already on the first frame, we've gotten all the different parts. It's actually labeled, it's a bit difficult to see from here, but with every frame, we are capturing that. We're also capturing the ball. But let me bring it back to black bars and then zoom in a bit, right? So you can see that, let me just start scrubbing. You can see that with every single frame, probably except when the ball, I was going to say when the ball is over the racket, because I think there's another video where that doesn't capture it. We're able to track the whole time, probably just except towards the end. And then you can see our ball detection is about 98%. Pose estimation and detection is really good. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to upload a new file. So I'm going to click on upload new file. We're going to select, I think there's a Yannick video, right? Let's see if that's going to work. Okay, and we're going to start analyzing that. So that's a much smaller file, so I'm expecting this to be a bit faster. But it also depends on the frame rate and the resolution. So typically, if you have a higher resolution and frame rate, you would have a larger file. But I've noticed that sometimes I'll have the same resolution, and even with a smaller file, if the frame rate is higher, that means it's going to analyze more frames. Now within the code, I have a setup. Actually, just should change it, but I have a setup to skip a couple of frames when you have a high frame rate video. So this is also going through ball detection, is doing some annotation right now, which kind of like gives you the markers on the body on each frame, and we have that ready. Let's view the analysis, and you can start to see, oh, this is perfect. This is a slow-mo video, so you can really start to see all the detections that we've been able to get. Let me actually, I like the auto adjust. It's just that my browser is a bit small for this. Right, so let's look at, I think I increased the speed. Oh, so I think this is a slow-mo video, and then the last part of the video goes quite fast. So I think that's what's happening. And it's still tracking every single frame. So once again, pose detection, I'm noticing 100%. The ball detection was much lower here. And I'm trying to figure out, because I think there were a couple of frames where the ball, so up until the ball got into his side of the court, it wasn't being tracked. So I think that's one of the things that I really need to improve on, is the ball detection. We haven't trained any specific model. We're just using, I think, YOLO V8 for this. And it's already good. So I think there's a lot of potential to improve the ball detection there. This ran in 34 seconds. This is going much faster. What I'm doing, initially I was running these within a Docker container, but I realized that I didn't have certain hardware acceleration to be able to process the videos, and they were taking much longer. So I'm just running these all locally, and I'm using an old M1 MacBook Pro, and it's running very fast. So that's the update on the alpha version of this. There's still a lot to be done. You can check all the upcoming features within the GitHub repo.